Hi, I'm Lindsay from American Heritage Cooking, and today we're going to make an easy lemon chicken with vegetables. Everything is baked in one pan, and it's perfect for an easy weeknight meal. What I love about it is that you can really use anything that you have in your refrigerator at the time. I kind of use it to clean out all the miscellaneous vegetables. The first step is we'll start with our onions. See, I have a little half onion here that I didn't use from another night, and we're just gonna use it now. Since we're not gonna, if this is not a fancy cut of an onion, we're just gonna kind of do a large chop. It doesn't really matter how you peel it, but I like to keep the core intact, so that's this part, because then it doesn't fall all over your cutting board when you're trying to cut it. Nobody wants an unruly onion. So cut off the front bit. And since we're doing just a very, very large cut, I'm just gonna cut each one like that, and then again like that. Make sure you don't keep the core. And then we're gonna take all of our onions and we're gonna put them in our bowl. Everything is gonna go in here. Doesn't matter what order you do it in, it's all gonna go in the same place. So your carrots, you're just gonna peel really fast. You don't have to peel them, but I like to peel them, so here we are. And then you wanna make sure that they're a little bit bigger because they cook faster than, say, a potato. So you wanna make sure you cut them a little bit larger. It's hard to do that with the ends, but it's not rocket science. All of my potatoes are obviously very different sizes, but I'm gonna cut them to the same size, or roughly the same size, so that they all cook at the same speed. Next, we'll cut up some herbs just to put on top of the vegetables. I like to use rosemary, oregano, thyme, whatever you have available. And if you don't have fresh, you can always use whatever's in your pantry. So first we'll start with the rosemary. This is a woody herb, so it's easiest just to slide the little usable part right off. And then you kind of break off the top. You have all of your rosemary ready to chop. And then take them all over here, sprinkle, move on to your next one. So oregano is also kind of the same concept as the rosemary, where you're just gonna slide it off. So gather all of your oregano into a little bundle. Chop, chop, chop. The last bit of herb is thyme. And the way I like to deal with thyme is the same way, but we're not gonna chop our thyme because we don't have time for that. Sorry. And so we'll just kind of pinch and slide and then pinch off the top. As I have them, I'm gonna put some garlic cloves in there. I'll take off maybe 3. And the way I peel garlic cloves is by cutting off the stem end. I cut down, but I don't cut all the way. I just kind of hold it and then I let it peel itself. And then we'll manhandle it. And then the skin will come right off. It's not really important how you cut these up. You don't want too big of pieces because nobody wants a mouthful of garlic, but except maybe me. And then we're gonna put this in with all of our vegetables. The last thing we're gonna do to our vegetables is we're gonna zest a little bit of lemon in there because it is lemon chicken after all. So we have our lemon zest. All that's left is to add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little seasonings other than our herbs, and we'll be ready to start the chicken. So a little pepper, just doesn't really matter how much. If you like pepper, go for it. Salt. There's a lot of vegetables under there. Just go ahead and be generous. And then I like to give them a little toss just so that all of the onions aren't on the bottom and all of the herbs aren't just sitting on top. There we are. So before we start trussing our chicken, we're gonna want to cut some lemon before we get our everything all chickeny. So I picked the smaller lemon because we're gonna take the little slices and stick them up underneath the skin just to make sure it's really seasoned. So you wanna choose one that's not too big because trying to get a really big piece of lemon under a skin of a chicken, well, it's not that fun. So slice them relatively thin, like an eighth of an inch. And this is how we're going to get in and loosen the skin from the breast. Because remember, that's where we're gonna put our lemon. Come on. It is delicate, but it's not that delicate. So just use your finger, kind of go in, and I'm going like this, like a little windshield wiper. And I'm making space for our lemon. Okay, so now I have the skin all kind of detached, and I'm gonna take my slices that I just cut and kind of stick them in there. Just all the way down the bottom. Try to get like 3 in each one, because what also happens is the skin and the pith and everything on the actual lemon soften and it becomes super flavorful itself. So I actually eat those with the chicken because it's divine. I'm gonna take the rest of the lemon that I sliced off of. I'm gonna squeeze it over here, just get a little bit of lemon juice on my vegetables, and then I'm gonna stick it inside because the more the merrier. Now, to truss a chicken. So we're gonna take our string, we're gonna tuck it up underneath the tush. Come on, guys. We're gonna cross on top. Come on. And you go down and around. And you're gonna go underneath the thighs and over the wings, and then you're gonna flip them over. And you're gonna do your 3 loops. Come and get the neck, which just kind of gives you an anchor. Pull it tight. Tie it off. And then tuck your wings. Still don't want to tuck. Now we've trussed our chicken, and we're gonna place our chicken on top of our vegetables, like so. And the whole point of this is so that all of the drippings from the chicken are gonna drip into the vegetables and give them extra flavor. And while the chicken is cooking, the vegetables are gonna cook, and then you're gonna have a meal all ready. So we're gonna season the top of our chicken with a little bit of salt. We already put salt in our vegetables, so we don't really need to worry about that. We're gonna I have a little bit of butter. It's about 2 tablespoons of butter. It's not rocket science. You can do whatever you want, or you can eliminate the butter. That is fine. You can use olive oil instead. It's really to season the vegetables underneath. And then I have a little bit of chicken stock. You could use water, you can use store-bought chicken stock. I like to make big batches of chicken stock and then keep it in the freezer. And that way, when these moments arise, I just defrost some and I use it. So we're going to pour this down with the vegetables. What this is gonna do is allow the vegetables to steam a little bit and also give us extra juice at the end to make a nice little pan sauce. Now we're gonna place it in the oven. So our chicken is ready, and we're gonna take our chicken out and then transfer all of the juices that we've collected in the bottom with the beautiful stock that I had and the butter, and we're gonna put all of that in the pan, and we're gonna reduce it and make a quick sauce. So grab a little spoon, like a slotted spoon or something, just to kind of capture all of the good stuff. All the vegetables are done, they're cooked through, but I like to just go ahead and throw them on a preheated sheet pan in the oven, and that way they get kind of a little bit crispy and there's some caramelization that happens. Turn out your your vegetables. You get that sizzle. Spread them out, and then just put them back in the oven. This is totally optional. You don't have to do this. You can eat these right now, but that's what I like to do. So our sauce is nice and bubbly, and we're just gonna keep letting it reduce. Just think of all of that water that was in the chicken stock, and just wanna make it a nice, thick consistency. And then right at the very end, so once it's almost ready, then we're gonna add our lemon juice. Because lemon juice changes taste when you cook it, so you wanna just kinda add that at the very end. And then we're gonna let that reduce just a touch. And taste it again. Oh, that's good. Woo! Little lemon, little chicken umami. Yes, awesome. Whew. So they've just started to kind of caramelize a little bit, gotten a little brown, a little crispy, which is exactly what we want. So we have like crispy, perfectly done vegetables, beautiful sauce, and a chicken.